Okay, take two. After a year of waiting, we finally get Black Widow on the big screen. It feels so nice to say that. I was lucky enough to see it early, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts coming up. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Brandon, aka the Brando Critic, and I'm gonna give you my honest, 100% no BS take on Black Widow. If you guys are new to the channel and you want to see more videos just like this, then definitely hit like and subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support, and so do my partners at Movie Scene Canada. Their link is in the description box below. But today, Black Widow, is it worth the watch? I'll be honest, I was not very hyped for this movie. I wasn't extremely excited to see a Black Widow movie, but I knew I was gonna see it because, again, I'm on this MCU train. It's kind of hard to get off at this point, because once you get off, you can't really get back on, right? But I also know Marvel's track record. They consistently make quality products, and thankfully, Black Widow is another quality product. But I'll say this movie feels like a James Bond film. So much so that they even reference James Bond in the movie. There's a scene where Natasha Romanoff watches Moonraker and quotes the movie. It's very reminiscent to Spider-Man Homecoming, so, you know, seeing Ferris Bueller's Day Off in the background. I believe it's that movie. But it's like the movie saying, yeah, we know what we're homaging, right? We got Russian agents, we got double crosses, we got the secret layers, we got changes of allegiance. This is, you know, Marvel's take of a James Bond film, and they do a pretty good job of it, especially with the action set pieces. Now, Marvel does great action set pieces, but it's very hard for us to be impressed and wowed anymore because we've seen almost everything from this studio. But I will admit that the hand-to-hand combat, it did hurt, right? It felt like it hurt at least. You could feel how hard each punch was, especially between Natasha and Yelena, right? Florence Pugh and Scarlett Johansson. We'll talk about Florence Pugh in a second, but especially their fight, great work. And the climax, wow. What an exciting, breathtaking climax. And I will say, you know, we've seen CGI blockbusters for years now. It's very hard for me to be impressed by the CGI in movies because we've seen Star Wars and Avengers and these DC movies and all these giant blockbusters, Jurassic World, whatever it might be, we see CGI everywhere. But this climax, even I said out loud, wow, the CGI just looks incredible. Now, maybe that's because I rewatched Air Force One the other day. Ugh, we've come a long way, baby. But speaking of Florence Pugh, I will talk about her. Best character in the movie. Hands down, by far, she impressed me the most. She's funny, she's badass, she's beautiful. She gives such a great performance, one of the best in the MCU. And I sound like a broken record because every single MCU movie, this is the best one, right? Not the movie itself, I will get to my complaints, but Florence Pugh, man, did she really impress me. And she has wonderful chemistry with Scarlett Johansson and the rest of the cast, her family, Rachel Weisz and David Harbour. Great performance also. He's so funny in the role. He's so bombastic. You can tell that he's just having a blast on screen. He's very infectious. I liked these group of characters. I sympathized with them. I wanted them to succeed. I cared for them, and I want to see them again. So Kevin Feige, you got a thumbs up from me. Let's see these characters again. However, unfortunately, it's not all sunshine and rainbows with Black Widow. I did have some problems, and they are pretty major ones. The first one is my suspension for disbelief. Now, it's pretty flexible, especially in the MCU when you have movies about aliens and space travel. I can handle that. But there's a couple times in this movie where I said to myself out loud, oh, come on, she's not dead. There's no scratch from that. When our characters are invincible, it removes almost all tension from the movie. And I'm thinking to myself, why should I feel excited? Why should I feel suspense or any tension when I know that our character will just be able to survive the most insane things? And secondly, the villain. Marvel has had a problem with villains forever. Now, I get it, Killmonger, Thanos, you had a pretty good run so far, but this villain, my God, was he bland, boring, and poorly executed too. Throughout the film, they keep talking about how bad this Dracoff guy is. And I'm thinking to myself, who's Dracoff? Who is he? Where is he? What does he want? What does he do? I don't know. You barely showed him in the beginning, and he shows up near the end, and once you find out why he's doing what he's doing, just one line, 2 lines, you know, just one small scene, and I'm like, man, this would have been nice to know at the beginning of the movie. Because throughout the entire thing, right, well, we're getting to know these characters, and I'm fine with that. They do a great job of that. But why are they doing the things that they're doing? I don't know. This is a classic example of show, don't tell, right? We keep hearing about all the evil things that he is and all the things that he's done and how bad of a bad guy he is. But I'm like, right, but I still don't know anything about him. I don't feel anything. The emotional attachment to the story and why our characters are doing the things that they're doing, it's absent in this movie. I care about the characters, but why they're doing the things that they're doing, I'm sorry, but no. And by the way, when you do end up meeting him, such a bland performance, not threatening. I'm like, really? Should I feel threatened by this guy? I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I feel like our heroes can defeat the villain extremely easily, well, then there's no tension. Therefore, why should I care? So unfortunately, this movie really dropped the ball with the villain. But luckily enough, overall, I still enjoyed the movie. For the parts that I liked, I believe that this film has more positives than negatives. So in that case, I'm giving this film a 3 out of 5. It was really nice to see an MCU movie again after all this time, I will admit that. And Florence Pugh, man, she gave a wonderful performance. It had some problems, suspension of disbelief, you know, it really had a workout in this movie, and the villain is a very weak one, but Scarlett Johansson's great, the family's great, the action set pieces, not all of them are extremely impressive, but there are a couple moments where I'm like, okay, I'm really engaged, I really like what I'm seeing on screen. And overall, I enjoyed the movie, and I hope you guys do too. So let me know down in the comment section down below if you enjoyed Black Widow. I would love to hear your thoughts. And also, what is your favorite MCU movie? Mine is Infinity War. I would love to hear yours. So hit like and subscribe if you like this video and you want to see more videos just like it. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.